Coming up, the mad dash to get to loved ones for Thanksgiving, what you need to know before hitting the roads or rushing to the airport. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon, gridlock and ground delays. With Thanksgiving just a day away, people across the country are now trying to get home to see their families. Right now, this is a live look at the traffic in Chicago. Not too bad, heading one direction, but the other is a bit congested at this hour. The airport there, though, is fine. Delays of 15 minutes or less. Now, the airlines may actually set a new record for the number of passengers. They are adding more available seats on flights, and airports are increasing TSA staffing by 1,200 officers. The military is even opening up some restricted airspace to commercial flights to handle the surge. As for traffic, look at this light show. These are the aerials from overnight in Los Angeles, showing the head and tail lights of vehicles in endless bumper to bumper Southern California traffic. How'd you like to be in that mess? Well, travelers are also making their way in and out of the Suncoast for this Thanksgiving holiday. People are visiting their family and friends throughout the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. And ABC 7's Marla Spence shows us how the airport is holding up on this busy travel day.
It may seem quiet in this airport, but traffic is picking up as travelers make their way in and out of the Suncoast for the holiday. The president and CEO of SRQ Airport, Rick Piccolo, tells us almost all flights going out and coming in should be full this Thanksgiving holiday travel period. He says although this airport usually has full flights on a near weekly basis and can handle the traffic, that doesn't mean there's not a chance some issues will pop up over the busy weekend. Piccolo says because of the huge uptick in number of passengers at other airports and the chance of bad weather up north, flights here could get delayed or canceled, but Piccolo says his airport is ready to handle any amount of travelers coming or leaving the Suncoast.
We're up over 30% a month right now, so it should be a little bit more crowded. We're as ready as we can be. We've got overflow parking ready. We've got more staff ready.
And Piccolo says there are a few ways you can make traveling a little easier this year. He says downloading the airline's app on your phone is an easy way to track to see whether your flight has been canceled or delayed rather than contacting the airport. I'm Marla Spence reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you. And first alert traffic, be extra careful when hitting the roads today. We've already seen at least one crash on the Suncoast around 7:30 this morning. A car and SUV colliding at 14th Street West and 26th Avenue West in Bradenton. The impact causing an SUV to flip over 3 times. The driver was taken to the hospital with just minor injuries. People in the car were not hurt. And then our traffic maps right now are showing Manatee County's a few slowdowns, both north and southbound on Interstate 75. In the northbound lanes, it starts around State Road 70 and then goes up past State Road 64. In Sarasota County, no major accidents delaying drivers. And then in South County, looking clear as well. A lot of green on the interstate at this hour. AAA predicts more than 54 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home between today and Sunday. That's the highest number since 2005 and about a 5% increase over last year. 48 million will drive, 4.7 million will take to the skies.
It will be Monday through Wednesday from around 3 in the afternoon until about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And also on Sunday, that's when a lot of the Thanksgiving travelers are returning home. We expect to see the most Thanksgiving travelers in more than a dozen years because the economy remains strong and gas prices are declining.
And if you plan on hitting the roads but need to fuel up first, according to the app Gas Buddy, the average price per gallon in Sarasota right now is $2.37. The lowest price we found, $2.21 a gallon. Here's another travel tip. Make sure to have your ABC 7 app downloaded for your latest local traffic and breaking news. You can go to your app store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast to download our apps. Let's get a check now on our weather on the day before Thanksgiving with meteorologist John Scalzi. What a gorgeous start. Perfect this morning.
Really is. I'd add to that one other thing. Download the ABC 7 weather app as well. because that's going to be pretty handy for some folks who are traveling to some parts of the country over the course of the next couple of days. And it'll follow you wherever you go, so it's a good thing.
Really neat feature.
Yeah, great start to the day, and really it's going to be a great couple of days. We just hit the nail on the head with our weather here over the course of the next couple of days. It's best in the country, actually. Pretty nice conditions out there, a few fair weather clouds, but nothing that's going to cause us any problems, that's for sure. It's mostly wall-to-wall sunshine across the entire state. In fact, things are looking pretty good. Maybe in the southern tip you might catch a shower or two today, but otherwise, radar is going to look a lot like that, blank across our region. Temperatures also pretty pleasant, I would say. Temperatures in the low 70s currently, will probably climb to the mid to upper 70s. It's 76 right now at the airport. If you look around the area, we're running a few degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago, certainly a lot cooler this morning. But the thing is, we are continuing to watch dry air filter in, so we're having no issues. In fact, there's no issues at any of the airport hubs either if you're flying out of the area, and why would you? But if you are, everything looks pretty good at all the other airport hubs serving Sarasota, Bradenton. Temperature today getting up to probably around 78 for a daytime high. We'll go with 77 by 3 p.m. And overnight tonight, maybe a tad bit cooler. We'll talk about that, talk about tomorrow's forecast and Black Friday and the weekend ahead coming up in a few. Scott.
All right, John, thank you. Sarasota police investigating a house riddled with gunfire. It happened along Rilma Avenue in Sarasota around 11 o'clock last night. Police say one person was inside the home but was not hit. Police say that person was uncooperative with officers, and the incident is still under investigation. For the second straight year, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is giving away 200 meal baskets to families in need. The Sylvester Bellamy Thanksgiving Drive held this morning at Lincoln Middle School in Palmetto. The event is in honor of former Manatee County Deputy Ray Bellamy, who passed away in 2014. This event was originally his idea, and today his foundation helps the Sheriff's Office to make sure the food goes where it's needed most.
Huge part of the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. He was one of the first African-American deputies here at our agency, broke down a lot of walls, a lot of barriers, and really made it a lot easier for those coming up behind him.
Deputies are also hand-delivering food baskets to those in the community who could not make it out to Lincoln Middle School this morning. Later today, Northport Police will team up with Publix to provide Thanksgiving meals to families in need in what they're calling Operation Gobbledygoodness. Not easy to say, but it's a first come, first serve, and it will happen at the corner of Avante Circle and Bellcrest Court, beginning at 6 p.m. On the day before Thanksgiving, what are you most thankful for this year? Well, we asked that question to some local people you may recognize.
I am so thankful we made the decision to move my family here. It's been about 17 years now, and having my kids grow up in this community just filled with amazing philanthropy, and it's just been a blessing for them to be a part of that.
Well, to tell you what, I'm most thankful for my sobriety, and I'm not the only one that had to fight for it. So number one, I got sober in 1994, and when you're in a program like a 12-step program that works for you, you're thankful every day. So I say Thanksgiving is just another day for me.
I am just really thankful that we live in such a beautiful part of the world, and that, I think we're just very fortunate to be here.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, ahead of a big party night for many, the new findings that show just how much alcohol it takes to impact your health. Later on, John will be joined by a special guest and give you a preview of a 50s and 60s musical review that's now playing at the Florida Studio Theater.
Thank you.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit HelpSaveTheNextGirl.com and get involved.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Experience true automotive luxury at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is your brain, this is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. First Alert weather, breaking news, live updates, traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Climbing nicely under the influence of plenty of sunshine. North wind, though, comes in at about 10, and that continues to draw down the drier air. Started the morning off with dew points in the 60s. We're now in the 50s, so it's falling pretty rapidly, actually, and we'll probably end up in the 40s. Tomorrow morning's temperature will be cooler because of that drier dew point air, that drier air that's in the atmosphere. It's coming in behind that frontal boundary that moved through yesterday, 76 degrees right now. We'll probably only add a couple more degrees onto that for a daytime high. We'll go to 77 by 3 p.m., go with a daytime high probably around 78, 70. Then after the sun sets, we're going to fall in our temperatures pretty rapidly, I think, because dry air just doesn't hang on to the heat. It doesn't have the water molecules in the air to kind of hang on to that heat that the sun provides. So when the sun sets, heat goes away. And that's what's going to happen this evening. And by tomorrow morning, we'll be in the 50s when dawn breaks. Yep, it's going to be a kind of a chilly night for a lot of folks. Inland temperatures may even be a little bit cooler than that, in the mid-50s, so a little bit below average. Titan radar not showing anything in terms of any echoes. The air is too dry for that. Not going to see anything today. Not going to see anything tomorrow. Thanksgiving looks like it's going to be just beautiful. Maybe a few more clouds around, but absolutely gorgeous. And then on Friday, we'll start to pick up a little bit more moisture. It'll start to return. Might even work in a shower or two in inland areas. I don't think there'll be a whole lot near the coast. They'll be well inland. We're looking at a few scattered showers down on the southern tip of the state. The front that came through and is now sunk south is kind of stalled out in the process of decaying away, and that's why we've got a few showers down there. Otherwise, the deep south is very quiet. Airport hubs are fine. Atlanta Airport, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte all look good. Really, all the way up to the north, they look just fine. As you get into upstate New York, Albany, Binghamton, we're looking at perhaps a little bit of lake effect snow up there. Accumulations could make some slow go for travelers. I mean, if you're flying into Albany, say, and have to drive close to the water, well, you're probably going to encounter some snow. But otherwise, look at that. The whole country looks pretty good, with the exception of the West Coast. And they're getting some pretty good showery activity. Could lead to some flooding conditions there over the next several days as that system moves inland and the rain showers kind of expand into Idaho and especially higher elevations. I think they'll probably catch even some snow, and snowfall accumulations there could probably top out a couple of inches, maybe up to 5 inches at some of the ski resorts. So some pretty significant snowfall back to the west over the next 48 hours. In the northeast, there'll be some snow accumulations as well at high elevations once again, and there we're talking about a couple inches of snow. So, you know, they can deal with that in the northeast. They have the equipment for that. Nice northeasterly wind, north to northeasterly wind over the next several days. Draw down that drier air, keeps us a looking pretty good. As we get into Saturday, though, we'll have an area of low pressure develop amongst all of these showers that you'll see highlighted on the map, and that'll head in this direction. So full sunshine today and a cold night ahead, slightly warmer over the weekend as the winds begin to shift, and that low pressure area may bring us slight chance at some showers as we head into Saturday. Actually, a pretty good chance at some showers as we head into Saturday. For beach and boating, northeast wind, a little bit breezy this afternoon, but settling down during the overnight. We'll call it a moderate chop with 2-foot seas. And the forecast shapes up like this. We're looking at, over the course of the next couple of days, just beautiful. Thanksgiving Day, beautiful, 75, a little bit cooler. And then as we head into Friday, a few more clouds around. Saturday, we have that good rain chance, particularly in the second half of the day, but we clear it out for Sunday. And as far as the beginning of next work week goes, little hiccups in the upper level winds will give us a slight chance at a shower each day. But temperatures, fantastic, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. In Health Smart, Thanksgiving Eve is one of the biggest party nights of the year, but there's something you should know before heading out for the holiday drinks. According to a recent study, even casual drinking can put your long-term health at risk. People often believe a little bit of alcohol, wine in particular, may be good for the heart, but study results don't show any health benefits.
It's a cumulative effect. If you do it all at once, then you're going to have effect now. If you cumulatively, regularly on a regular basis over years, it's going to be cumulative and you end up with problem then.
Researchers also found that for all ages, alcohol was associated with 2.8 million deaths each year. Now to an important health reminder. As you shop for Thanksgiving, make sure you avoid buying or eating romaine lettuce. The CDC is warning the entire country that romaine lettuce is currently not safe to eat because it may contain E. coli. At least 32 people in 11 states have been affected. If you have romaine lettuce in your fridge, throw it away and sanitize your refrigerator where that lettuce may have been stored. Time for lunch as ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher continues to get us ready for the big day tomorrow. Hi, Judy.
Hi there, Scott. And that's right, we are getting ready. And remember, I will be on TV by 5:30 a.m. tomorrow till 7 for all your Turkey 911 calls. So let us know. They'll run the questions in and I'll be able to answer them. Scott, what we're making today is a delicious corn pudding. Very New Englandy in its trend of corn pudding. What's fun about this recipe is you can make it a Mexican style. You can use different types of cheeses and totally change the components. But what I love about it is the leftovers, little sliced turkey and a little pan gravy on top of that, and that's perfect for the next day. So for right now, I'm going to saute the onions with the garlic, and when we come back, I'll start measuring and putting everything together. We are ready for a corn pudding to go with our turkey for the big feast tomorrow, and I am here to help you through it.
Since 1847, the Grand Hotel has earned a worldwide reputation for elegance and hospitality. Now the Grand has been transformed with reimagined rooms and suites and exceptional fine dining and meeting spaces. The spa is more luxurious, and championship golf will test your game, all overlooking beautiful Mobile Bay. The Grand Hotel Golf Resort and Spa. Timeless elegance transformed. For reservations, visit grand1847.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework. It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Happy Honda Days are here, and you're gonna like the holiday clearance savings. Save on the Accord, on sale for just $249 a month. That's the North American Car of the Year for less than the competition. Our most impressive Honda ever, on clearance for only $249 a month, loaded with more options, including a turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing. Do not miss these Honda clearance savings this week at your local Honda dealer.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
Welcome back. John is with special guests from the Florida Studio Theater and their new show called Unchained Melodies. John?
That's right. Mika Jeremiah Mims joins us today with the first show of the cabaret season. Yeah. Welcome in. I'm getting off a little cold, so I'm not going to shake your hand because I know you guys are very protective of your instrument, right?
Yep, and I'm like all over the place in the show. So my voice is very important to me.
Are you the tenor voice?
I am the high tenor. I'm the first tenor. But
very important voice in doo-wop.
It is very important, but we all sing all over the place, so every single voice is important in doo-wop, I like to say.
So tell it, this is so true. Tell us about the show.
Okay, so the show itself is about the male harmony groups of the 50s and 60s. You'll hear songs
Ink Spots
like,
and
Ink
Mills
Spots,
Brothers,
Platters. You know, we throw some
Good
like
stuff.
Motown in there too, with a little Temptations and stuff like that. It's all of those feel-good, like just 50s and 60s songs that we still hear today.
You know, that is so true. There's something about doo-wop that you just can't feel sad when you hear it. I don't know what it is.
Man. It's so nostalgic. I know for me, this era reminds me of my grandmother.
Thank you.
No, not like that. Not like that at all. But you know, I mean, I'm 32, I can say. Yeah. And so the first time I remember hearing most of this music, it came from my grandmother, who I just recently lost.
I'm sorry.
So this show is also very special to me because it came, I feel like when I sing this music, I'm singing it for her. I think of her. I remember those vinyls.
Okay, that's so cool. Yeah, and the music, I mean, it's just infectious. It's so absolutely incredibly, just lures you in, doesn't it?
Yeah, I see it from the audience every night.
Did I see four? I mean, is that a standard doo-wop group? Is 4 people in?
I mean, I don't think
voices?
that's necessarily the standard. I think it ranges, but in our show, it's 4 guys. I mean, you have the 5 parts, like with the Platters. You know, they had the 4 boys with the girl. You know, and so, but our group, we focused on the 4. We had our bass, our tenor, our second tenor, and our, and I guess like our root of the chord, like, you know, me, Nick, and David. Yeah, we really work hard to try to portray this music the best we can.
In the few seconds we have left, tell us the names of some of the songs that we all know and love.
16 Candles. You got Working My Way Back to You, Save the Last Dance for Me, my favorite, Unchained Melody, title song. Yeah. Temptation stuff. You've got like Can't Get Next to You, and all those groovy songs, man. It's so wonderful.
Runs through February 3rd. Beautiful first show of the cabaret season. I want to thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
It is always a pleasure to have you guys come in. You know, sick, so I'm going to protect you. Yeah. Thanks for coming in.
No, it's my pleasure.
And happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving to you all, too. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Scott?
Thank you both. Mars is about to get its first U.S. visitor in years. NASA's InSight spacecraft is expected to touch down on the red planet in just a few days. The landing will complete a 6-month, 300 million mile journey to Mars. InSight is the first American robot to visit Mars since the Curiosity rover back in 2012. It's also the first craft dedicated to exploring beneath the planet's surface. Once the spacecraft lands, it will penetrate several feet into Mars to gauge the planet's internal temperature. It will also use seismometers to measure Mars quakes if they actually exist.
We're going to explore the deep interior and try to understand how active are the quakes on Mars. We call them Mars quakes, not earthquakes. And then we're also sending a probe that's going to drill into Mars about 10 to 15 feet. And it's going to understand the heat that flows from the core of Mars. And so all this information will help us understand, is there a liquid core, a solid core? How did Mars form as a planet?
The 3-legged, 1-armed robot is scheduled to land on the red planet on Monday. Back to the kitchen. Let's check in again with Judy Gallagher for more on our Thanksgiving preparations.
So we're working on one of the last side dishes, and this is so early, so if you need to run out to the market, all you got to do is get a few ingredients, mostly frozen corn. They can use fresh corn, but to be really honest, this time of year the corn now is out of season, and it's going to be a lot easier to use this. And because we just put a pinch of sugar in there, it's going to be sweet enough. So we're going to saute this. I already put in some cayenne pepper, and we're going to give it a good hit of salt and kosher pepper. Excuse me, black pepper and kosher salt. Okay, now we're going to add some flour, a little sugar, about 3-to-1 ratio. Like I said, sugar is going to give it a little balance and sweetness, and a little baking powder. And that's going to give it that puffiness. That's why I love this as a brunch dish, or at night I can just throw salsa on top, maybe a couple fried eggs. But like I said, you can use your leftover turkey or ham on top of this after you serve it tomorrow. So we're going to let this continue to saute for a little bit. We've got the dry ingredients together, so let's make sure that that's mixed in well so it will all come together well. So, since I started this early, what's good about this is that we have time to saute it down. A little more cayenne pepper. Once you pull it off the burner, you can go ahead and add the scallions. We don't want to add the scallions too early or they will overcook. And then I'm going to add some fresh thyme. We'll do some fresh thyme on top too. Remember, if you're using thyme on the stalk, you have to take the stalks out so people don't get stuck chewing on a twig. You don't want that on Thanksgiving. So there we go. Now, over here, I have 8 eggs that are beaten, and I'm going to add 3 cups of milk to it. You can use low-fat milk. Don't use fat-free milk or almond milk, though. Okay. There we go. Cashew milk has a little more depth, so it may work a little bit better for you, the cashew milk. Okay, so the egg mixture is all set. So now what we're going to do is we're slowly going to incorporate that into our flour mixture. And once the corn and onions are completely sauteed, which won't take long, we'll pull the pan off the burner and we'll let it cool down, for about 10 minutes, just so we don't shock this egg mixture too much, okay? All right, we're gonna take a break, and in a few minutes, I'll be back to continue on this delicious baked corn casserole and tell you more about what to expect tomorrow on Sunrise.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named the Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years running. Right now, get the all-new 2019 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $26,999. Or save big and get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Hunger is a growing problem in our area, and a huge number of Suncoast residents are suffering in silence.
It could be your coworker,
your child's classmate,
or your friend fighting to secure their next meal. But you can help.
ABC7 is partnering with local organizations to help feed the Suncoast.
Go to mysuncoast.com/hunger to join the fight. Help us.
Help the hungry.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Find out first at 4 with ABC7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC7. You're watching ABC7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. The New York Times is reporting President Trump wanted the Justice Department to prosecute his political enemies. As ABC Stephanie Ramos reports, those in the line of fire, 2016 presidential campaign rival Hillary Clinton and James Comey, the former FBI director who was leading the Russia investigation before the president fired him.
This is what you still hear at many of the president's political rallies. He encourages chants of lock her up, referring to Hillary Clinton. Sources tell the New York Times he really wanted to follow through on that. According to the Times report, the president told then White House counsel Don McGahn he wanted the Justice Department to prosecute Hillary Clinton and former FBI Director James Comey. It's something he said he'd do while on the campaign trail in 2016.
If I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
The FBI determined Clinton should not face criminal charges. The president then talked about locking up the former FBI director, James Comey, who was investigating possible collusion between Russia and his campaign. Trump fired him last year.
What he did was horrible. Should he be locked up? Let somebody make a determination.
McGahn reportedly opposed the move, telling Trump he had no authority to order a prosecution. The Times reports that McGahn refused the president's request to prosecute Clinton and Comey. Instead, McGahn had the White House legal team write a memo listing the repercussions, warning that prosecuting political enemies could have serious consequences for the president, possibly including impeachment. McGahn also said that while he could request an investigation, that too could prompt accusations of abuse of power. McGahn no longer works at the White House, but his lawyer says the president never, to his knowledge, ordered anyone to prosecute Hillary Clinton or James Comey. In Washington, Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
Orlando police released new body camera footage from a deadly shooting and standoff that left 4 children and an officer severely injured. Last June, a man held his family hostage. The video shows officers talking to the mother who escaped the home. Then the footage shows officers making plans to try to rescue the children with guns drawn. One of the officers was shot in the head during all this. We don't see the shootout, but later audio captures the moment a fellow officer pleads with the other to survive.
Mother. Oh boy. Come on, bro, you're gonna make it.
Finally, video shows the building being evacuated as a day-long standoff begins. After about 20 hours of trying to communicate and de-escalate the situation, police said they discovered the suspect, Gary Lindsay Jr., fatally shot himself. Lindsay also shot and killed his 4 children. As California recovers from one disaster, it's time to get ready for the potential of the next. After 3 wildfires scorched thousands of acres, heavy rains are now expected through Friday. Some spots could see up to 6 inches of rainfall. The downpours may cause flash flooding and mudslides.
If there is a slide of ash or mud or water, whatever, that, my house made it, so hopefully it'll make it through this.
With the death toll at 81 now, the state's most destructive wildfire, there are still nearly 870 people still unaccounted for. You know, I know they've been hoping for rain, but I don't know if they wanted 6 inches all at once. I mean, that's not the
Obviously,
answer.
mudslides are a problem, but there's also just so many people that are in tents and parking lots,
Right.
who just don't have any place to go. So, hope it passes quickly, and we've overestimated the amount of rain we'll get.
Definitely.
That would be really nice. Locally, we're not going to get much in the way of rainfall today, that's for sure. Lakewood Ranch Cam put into motion shows a deep blue sky and a little bit of a breeze. You can see those treetops kind of moving around there. We have some winds that have picked up a little bit, particularly over open waters. I think it might be a little bit of a moderate chop out there this morning. A little bit of cloudiness coming in from time to time, high, thin cloudiness, and I shouldn't say that. A couple of clouds is the way I should phrase that. And really, none of them producing any rainfall. We're dry as a bone out there. A little bit of false echo caused by the temperature structure of the atmosphere, producing that little bit of green that you see there. But that's not an echo. That is a false echo. And we're dry. We're going to be dry today, tomorrow, probably the day after, though Friday we may pick up an inland shower or two. Temperatures responding to a little bit of sunshine out there, coming up to 73 degrees in Bradenton, 74 Lakewood Ranch, 76 in Sarasota. Again, that's a drop in temperature over 24 hours by 2-3 degrees. No airport hub delays if you're traveling today. Picked a good day to travel, except for the fact that it's going to be pretty congested out there. So at least there are no weather worries in terms of airport delays. We'll go with about 78 for a daytime high. Temperature dropping pretty quickly after sunset. We'll talk about that and the week ahead coming up in a few. Scott?
Thank you, John. Salvation Army facilities across the Suncoast are working around the clock to prepare food for hundreds of people who don't have a place to go for the holidays. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick has a story.
Here at the Salvation Army in Sarasota County, they're preparing 150 turkeys to get ready to serve for tomorrow's Thanksgiving dinner, and the entire community is welcome to come out and join.
The Salvation Army staff in Sarasota County has been preparing their Thanksgiving meal since Monday. Turkey, sweet potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and of course, dessert. Lunch runs from noon until 3 on Thanksgiving Day. The staff prepared to serve 1,000 meals. All of the food generously donated from the community.
It just reminds me of like the Thanksgiving turkey blessing story where 10 turkeys shows up at somebody's house. I mean, there's so much support in the community to come around and to make this a meaningful day for everyone in our community to be able to enjoy it.
And in Manatee County for the last 10 days, the Salvation Army staff has been preparing their turkeys. They had 250 of them donated from the community, along with 200 pounds of stuffing, green beans, and potatoes for tomorrow's feast. Also, 125 pies. Manatee County is prepared to feed 500 people. Lunch is served there also at noon.
Anyone is allowed to show up tomorrow. Some people are maybe not so much in need, but they're only one person, and they may be a person that has no one to go to. They're welcome to Salvation Army to enjoy a wonderful dinner.
Now, as far as Thanksgiving is concerned, both Sarasota and Manatee County's Salvation Armies don't need any other volunteers or any other food products. The community has already been very generous, but what they could use is some people to volunteer to ring the bells for the Red Kettle campaign. That number is available at the bottom of your screen. Reporting in Sarasota County, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you so much. We're just hours away now from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and New York officials aren't taking any chances when it comes to security. All night across the city, workers have been unloading bomb barriers and barricades. Special explosive odor pursuit dogs will also be making the rounds. These dogs were discovered by the city's counterterrorism unit in Florida last year. They can sniff out explosives at a much higher range than normal police dogs, and they've been trained to work in large crowds.
Our job is to offer maximum protection against any type of incident at the parade, but it's also to make sure that we don't protect it to the point that it's not fun.
For the New York Police Department, this is just the latest in a string of high-profile public events, ending with the ball drop on New Year's Eve. Police say there are no specific threats to the event right now. Let's check in again now with Chef Judy in the kitchen.
Okay, Scott, so we have the corn is sauteed. I added the scallions once it came off the burner so they don't get too soggy. And I started to add that delicious Mexican cheese to it. So now what I'm going to do, we have the eggs and the milk combined with the flour, the sugar, and the baking powder. So we're going to give that one more whisk, and then just to cheese it up some more, I have a combination of a mixed Mexican cheese that can go in there. It's going to be so good. You don't have to do that. You can just do the Mexican cheese, but the cotija cheese, but I like it to go double. If we're going to do it, let's just like go for it. And this can take the place of macaroni and cheese as well. So you do have both to work with. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this big pan of corn. Leaving it like this is nice because this is a vegetarian option, but if you wanted to, you can put in diced bacon or a little sausage. But I just think it's the perfect, not only side dish, like I said, it's a great leftover dish to serve for brunch and do a little turkey on top of it. And then just to mix it up, you could even do a hollandaise. It doesn't have to be turkey gravy. So it's all mixed in very well. And I grease the pan with butter, and there is a lot of butter. I'd say a good 4 tablespoons of butter. It's Thanksgiving after all, so just budget your time for sure that you can get in there. This is going to go in the oven for about 40 minutes. Check it at 30 minutes, see where it's puffed up to. 13 by 9 inch pan's gonna be great. And I gotta tell you, I love these old-fashioned Pyrex because you get the cover. If you're bringing it to a family, you just let it cool down for about 20 minutes, the cover goes on and you're gonna be fine. Now don't forget, you can get this recipe, all the videos, lots more tips on mysuncoast.com. Click on the recipes, but I want to remind you that I will be here tomorrow. I will be live on air from 5:30 to 7, taking your calls, last minute questions, anything you may happen, and I will look forward to giving a tasting to John in just a few minutes.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Get more for your money during the Subaru Share the Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Now, lease a new Subaru Impreza for just $145 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
What a beautiful day. Wall-to-wall sunshine out there. We have a wind that's kind of breezy coming in north at about 10, will be this afternoon. but humidity is just so low. Dew point value now at 53, 45% relative humidity. We had a little bit of fog in inland areas today, but it really wasn't a big problem along the coastline. And with that northerly wind flow, that dry air is just basically going to remove that chance tomorrow. We're looking at a beautiful day today and tomorrow. Tomorrow might be actually a little bit cooler because we're going to start off the day a little cooler because the temperature is going to drop a little bit more tonight than it did yesterday because we're going to have some drier air in place. 77 our daytime temperature by around 3 p.m. We'll probably top it out not much warmer than that, about 78 degrees, and then temperatures will fall off pretty quickly after sunset, getting us down into the 50s by the time dawn breaks tomorrow morning. So Titan radar pretty quiet across the region. We're really not seeing anything here that causes us any concern. As mentioned, the front came through yesterday, brought some weather watchers. Al in Northport picked up a 1/4 inch of rainfall, he says. And the front now washing away in South Florida, leaving just a few scattered showers around. Otherwise, there's just not a whole lot of activity anywhere in the deep south. The Northeast is pretty quiet with the exception of some localized lake effect snowbelt snows that is kind of producing a little bit of highway issues. But other than that, airports are running okay. We have a low pressure area developing off the coast of Texas that could eventually bring us some rainfall as we head into Saturday. And we have some scattered showers moving into areas of, anywhere from California all the way up to Washington State, producing today not a whole lot of rainfall, but over the course of the next several days, accumulations are going to be pretty significant, as you heard earlier in this broadcast. Up to 5 inches could lead to some mudslides in the fire areas. We're looking at a northeasterly wind flow continuing to bring us some delightful weather today and tomorrow as that high pressure ridge eventually moves a little bit further to the east. That's going to bring us a sunny day today, slightly cooler weather tonight, and then some warmer weather by the weekend, I think. But boy, is it going to be cold in some parts of this country. If you are traveling today or tomorrow and you are heading up to the northeast, it is going to be frigid. Coldest weather in decades up there. And for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, we're going to be looking at temperatures that'll probably top out high temperatures in the 20s tomorrow, with a feels like temperature of between 0 and 10 degrees if you figure in the wind chill. Been there, I've done that. It's not pleasant. Plus, add to that, they're going to have a wind that could gust as high as 30 miles per hour, so it could ground some of those larger balloons. You remember the accident they had with the streetlight a few years back, so they're very cautious about that these days. Across the nation, that cold air sinks as far south really as Atlanta by tomorrow, but really never makes it to us. If you look at the futurecast, you see those showers starting to move in across the California coastline, creating some issues there. Lake effect snows in the northeast and for Florida, pretty quiet until this low pressure area makes it here on Saturday. Friday, I think will be okay. Black Friday, I think will be pretty quiet. We just skipped over the boating, but it's going to be a little breezy this afternoon, moderate chop, 2-foot seas. Tomorrow, I think, will be a better day for boating. Thanksgiving Day, absolutely beautiful, 75 on Friday. Few more clouds around, maybe an isolated shower inland, but I think the coast okay. And then on Saturday, our best rain chance in the second half of the day, and we'll start off next work week with slightly unsettled weather. Scott?
John, thank you so much. The board of Nissan Motor Company will meet tomorrow to discuss whether to dismiss 2 of its executives. Nissan chairman Carlos Ghosn was arrested earlier this week on suspicion of falsifying income reports by millions of dollars and misusing company assets. Japanese media reporting Ghosn will be held in custody for another 10 days. Meanwhile, another Nissan executive is being detained for allegedly collaborating with the wrongdoing. Under Japanese law, suspects can be held for 20 days without an official indictment. Well, be careful before you shop. There's a new warning about hundreds of apps that claim to help you find deals, but really may be stealing your information. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis shows us what to look out for.
In the final countdown to the biggest shopping day of the year, retailers ramping up those sales.
Save on hundreds of deals. Doors open Thursday at 2 p.m.
And Black Friday apps are popping up everywhere. Many legitimate, like Shop Savvy and Shopular, tracking the best prices so you don't have to. But a new warning, some of the apps now on the internet appearing to help you spot deals may be fakes.
This stuff looks extremely authentic. The apps look real?
Researchers at consumer site RiskIQ say they found hundreds of phony apps and websites. They look like they're offering deep discounts, but RiskIQ says they're actually stealing your private information. Searching the terms Black Friday, the company finding more than 4,000 apps, but reporting that more than 200 of them malicious. And with over 40% of all Black Friday online purchases happening on a mobile device last year, spotting a possible fake is more important than ever. Like this app, identified by RiskIQ last year as suspicious. The description filled with grammatical errors, a red flag.
Don't get apps from third-party app stores other than the authentic app stores like Apple and Google.
Something else to be aware of, too good to be true bargains. Make sure the URL starts with HTTPS. Ron Gordon says he was fooled by a site where he found this Canada Goose jacket, normally priced around $750, for just $255. Only after he got the coat home did he realize it was likely a fake.
I opened the coat and was overpowered by this very strong chemical smell, so strong that I had to wrap the coat up in a trash bag.
Bottom line here is to shop with retailers and websites you know and trust this holiday season. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Chef Judy in the kitchen. And after a recent hospitalization, an announcement from Aerosmith guitarist Joe Perry. It's all coming up in entertainment news.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Celebrate New Year's Eve at the Van Wezel. Madison's presents the Sweet Caroline Tour, a Neil Diamond concert celebration starring the #1 Neil Diamond performer in the world, Jay White. Proceeds benefit Sarasota's Parkinson Place and the Parkinson Research Foundation in their first ever community fundraiser. Individual tickets and full access VIP packages available now at vanwezel.org. Spaces limited. That's vanwezel.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information, and be involved. Don't ignore the signs. Join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley, and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This is delicious.
They caught us both eating.
I know. Why not? This is delicious.
And you can, it's so versatile, right? You could put leftover ham in there, all sorts of different things you can play around with it. But it's a really easy dish. I have mine ready to take I have the cover on it, but once I get home, that will go in the oven. Super easy to reheat. And John, the first turkey at ABC out of the oven. All the others have come from home.
Just
but
a work of art.
But we got it.
Wow.
Slather your bird with butter, get it tucked in under the butter. And remember, I will be here tomorrow morning.
Always a valuable thing, because you always have questions. You always get stuck. This lady here is getting up early to make sure that you've got the answers.
You got that right.
Happy Thanksgiving, Judy.
Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Scott?
All right, thank you guys. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4 this afternoon, Small Business Saturday, just a few days away. We'll hear how local businesses will deal with the effects of red tide and how it's impacted their business this year. And then how the incoming Senate president in Tallahassee is letting voters know that lawmakers will not block the nearly dozen constitutional amendments passed. We hope to see you later today at 4. In entertainment news, Joe Perry has decided to not go on tour. The 68-year-old Aerosmith guitarist was recently hospitalized in New York with some breathing problems. He'd expected to return to the road starting next week, but now his publicist says he's going to take the rest of the year off. Perry says he apologizes to fans who plan to attend his shows. He expects to return next year. Frankie Muniz has some happy news following a tough week for the star. The 32-year-old actor just got engaged to his girlfriend, Paige Price. The couple's news comes after a tough week, as we mentioned. Muniz shared on social media how he traveled to France for his uncle's funeral and then came home to a flooded home, all because his cat had turned on a sink faucet and flooded the entire place while they were gone. Tony, Emmy, Grammy, Pulitzer Prize winner Lin-Manuel Miranda is about to add another honor. It's a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The Hamilton Creator Ceremony set for next Friday on Hollywood Boulevard. Be good practice for all the press he's about to do for Mary Poppins Returns, which will open December 19th. Can't wait to see that one. Dick Van Dyke's in that one too, by the way.
Oh my God, isn't that I love him, and he still looks fantastic.
He's like mid-90s.
I was going to say, he's got to be mid-90s.
Than all of us.
Love it.
Yeah.
So true. That's going to be fun to see. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving. If we don't see you tomorrow,
that's right.
See her early tomorrow morning. We invite you back at 4 o'clock. Have a good day, everyone.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.